it's Nicole Norris here, and I am so excited to bring you another workshop that I designed. This one features the Hit the Road collection by Creative Memories. This is such a fun collection that is going to be perfect for all your road trips and family vacations this spring and summer. And it's got a lot of like fun, bright colors in there. It's got great collection of papers and embellishments, and I think you're gonna really like this collection. So I want to show you my workshop that I designed. It has 6 2-page layouts, so 12 pages. And let me tell you about the product I used. So I used the Hit the Road paper packet, the Hit the Road stickers, Hit the Road embellishments, and the Hit the Road matte pack cards. I also used this mini trio punch set that is called Road Signs. And so it's got the first punch, there's 3, because it's a trio, I have the arrows in here, and then it has 2 different road signs. There's this one and a triangle one. So super fun, and you're gonna see those road signs on a couple of the layouts in my workshop. I also did use the Wave trimmer blade for the Creative Memories blade, and I'll show you that on one of the layouts, and the custom cutting system to do my circles, which obviously you can see the circles on this layout. Cardstock wise, you're going to need at least 12 sheets of cardstock for the bases. I don't always use white for every base, but for this collection, because the paper and all the colors and bright colors and everything in there, the white base was really grounding for the collection and really allows the pattern paper to stand out on that white base. I also used, you'll need the 12 sheets for your bases, and then I did use a couple of journaling strips on the layouts, and you could either use white cardstock, you could print your journaling on your computer and cut it out on white cardstock, like an 8.5 by 11. Or you could even use like the Write-On stickers by Creative Memories. These work really well. There's, on the other side you can see it. There's the 2 different widths. For the sample, you're gonna see I'm using this kind of wider strip. So you would need a little bit of either white cardstock, like I said, those Write-On stickers, for some of the journaling, and that would be some additional white cardstock. And you know, we all have white cardstock, so just pull some scraps out, and if you're writing on it. I've put on my journaling strips on here. A lot of times I do print them, but I just use some repositionable adhesive so I could always take those off, add more, subtract them, print them, and remove these, you know, whatever I want to do. But I just want to kind of hold the place and show you where I would put my journaling. And of course, yes, I do add photos to all my layouts. I have albums and albums and albums filled with finished scrapbook layouts. But a lot of times I don't put those pictures on my layouts when I show them and put them out there on social media and for the world to see. But then after I finish doing my videoing and create the workshop guide for you to follow and all those type of things, then I do add my pictures and journaling and put them in my album. Sometimes I do put pictures on there before when I show them, just because I think some people are always like, do you put pictures on your layouts? And I'm like, yes, I do. So anyways, all right, here is the first layout. Let's talk about this one real quick. I love the license plate pattern paper in this collection. That's super fun. And I also really like this road sign paper. So there are a couple of different hero papers in this collection to use from. And then the great supporting papers is we've got this blue paper back here. We've got the dark green, we've got the red and the yellows. Canary and a kind of more of a golden yellow on there that really support the pattern paper. The cards down here is stickers. I don't think I finished going through all the cardstock actually. So the 12 sheets of bright white cardstock, you're going to need a sheet of dark green, maybe 2 actually. I think I wrote that wrong. I think you're going to need 2. I haven't finished the workshop guide yet, so probably 2 sheets of dark green just to be on the safe side. 2 sheets of canary. you're just going to need a little bit of blue. In fact, if you had some kind of scraps, you're going to be punching some of those road signs out of it. So you just need a little bit of blue and a little bit of red for the same reason for those road signs. I did use a little bit of cool gray for that you're going to cut with the Cricut, which there'll be a link to the Cricut file in the workshop guide. And then you're going to need 2 to 3 sheets of black. You may be able to squeeze it out of 2. When I finish the workshop guide, I'll know that for sure, but you might need a 3rd sheet. So that's the cardstock you need. All right, so back to this layout. We've got some fun circles. I did do a little bit of ink splattering with like a black shimmer brush, or you could use a black ink, or even like a charcoaly gray ink would be really cute too. Love the circles on this one, and then the road trip and the cars and the license plate. This is a sticker. There's this little arrow comes in the embellishment collection. Lots of great embellishments in here, and stickers. I've got a double matte on this one with a matte pack card, and then a super thin 16th inch dark green photo mat. Which I do like varying up my photo mats to different sizes, doing sometimes really thin ones, or a really thin one with a little bit bigger one when I double mat, or an 1/8 inch. I very rarely ever do as thick as a 1/4 inch. I think it's almost too thick, which is what this one would be if I didn't double mat it. So anyways, that's just a personal preference thing. But here is layout number 1. All right, this one has some Cricut cuts on it. This is one of my favorite layouts. As far as how you get a hold of the workshop guide, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm fairly straight, I think, hopefully. It's so hard. Is you can get the workshop guide 3 different ways. When you purchase the product through me, I will send you the workshop guide. That's the best way to get that workshop guide. Order your product because you want to create these layouts. I send you the complete workshop guide that has the cutting instructions, the assembly instructions. If for this one, there will be a link to a Cricut file, so you don't even have to you don't have to create these in Design Space, the Cricut cuts. They're already made and sized for you. You just have to cut it. And pictures of the layouts. So here is layout 2. This is using a fun road sticker and some more embellishments. This circle element here and here is a Cricut cut. This is another embellishment on there. I love like the torn paper, like notebook paper type edge on journaling. I think that's super fun. Here's another hero paper that I really like, and I love this red piece too. You can see it's been in 2 of the layouts already so far, 2 out of 2. So super fun layout. I love all the different like this is kind of old school rest easy motel type embellishment, like what a motel sign, kind of vintagey, I think. So I think that's super fun. So this one I did a little bit of ink splattering, and then I did sponge the edges around with some black ink. So that is a product that's not a Creative Memories product that I did use, but it's obviously purely optional. And this you're seeing that 1/8 inch matte, photo matte, which I do really like. I think it really sets off those photos. So, all right, that's layout number 2. I was saying, how do you get the workshop guide? Order the supplies through me. That's the best way to get them. Then you get that workshop guide for free as a thank you gift for supporting me and my business. If you are not in the United States, or so you're outside the United States, so you can't order your supplies from me, I do sell the workshop guide. And I also do sell it to advisors who want to use it in their personal use or for business, and then give you a release to use it in your business. So that's the second way, is to buy that workshop guide directly from me. The third way, which is really the very best way, is to join my Creative Memories team. All my team members have access to all the workshops that I design as a perk for being on my team. And if you're an avid scrapbooker, Creative Memories is a great place to be, and to be a team member with me. There's no minimums in that you have to order each month. It gets you a great discount on your supplies. So if you love Creative Memories, you love the product that you're seeing, think about being on my team and joining me. And it's a great way, like I said, even if you're just a hobbyist, to get a discount if you want to do it as a side hustle or even as your main hustle, that is an option too. So if you want more information about becoming a Creative Memories advisor and the benefits, drop me a PM or a DM, a direct message, or send me a message, and I'd be happy to talk to you about the possibilities and options and give you some information about that. So those are the 3 ways to get a hold of this workshop guide. Okay, here is layout number 3. This one, I have put a title on it, Las Vegas, that's specific because, like I said, I have my pictures all ready to go on these layouts. And this font, this is a Cricut cut. And so on the Cricut file, it'll have that Las Vegas there because that's the one I used. And you'll be able to just change that for the location that you want to scrapbook about, what trip you want to scrapbook about. This is the layout that I also used, that little wave trimmer blade with the Creative Memories trimmer. And that's how I created these little pieces right up here, these borders. And I thought that was just kind of a fun, almost like, I know it's called the wave, but it almost gave you kind of that, a small scallop, a little bit different. And I just kind of liked how that looked and reminded me kind of, I don't know, it seemed to fit for me. I liked it. I liked how it looked. Anyways, we've got some fun embellishments on here. You're seeing that license plate paper again. These are 2 spots where I did put a couple of journaling strips. I actually, you could add additional journaling like on the side here, or even use one of these photo placeholder spots for some additional journaling if you wanted. So you may put like, oh, this is like where we stayed and the date, and then more of the story in one of these in place of a photo on this layout, and that would be super cute and that would work really well. So, all right, there's layout number 3. What are you thinking about this collection? Is this one so fun? I was sharing these layouts with my friend, and she's like, oh my gosh, I need this paper, this collection. And I'm like, I know, right? It's so fun. So, all right, on this one, you are going to really see those mini trio punch set road signs, the road sign mini trio punch set highlighted. And a lot of the embellishments that came in this collection. So this is kind of a totally different layout with the squares grid pattern. My husband was like, oh, he liked it. He was like, well, that's really different than what you usually do, how you do your layouts. So I'm like, good. I like switching it up. This one I've got a lot, like I said, white cardstock for all my bases, but I did do quite a bit of ink splattering across my base. And then, which is why my journaling strips, I'm not writing right on the base. I actually did the journaling strips on top of it. And it's surprising how much white on white actually does pop a little bit, and kind of, so with the splatters behind it, I wanted my journaling on separate cardstock strips. We've got kind of a grid pattern, and it's showing a lot of the embellishments and paper. This is another fun paper. I think we've seen this one already, maybe. I think so. And then the different patterns paper, which are just great supporting pieces for this collection. This gray back here is another pattern that's kind of like that, the cement road, looks like road. And then I punched all the road signs in black and then all the arrows in white, and just kind of kept rotating, switching the directions of the arrows and the signs, which was super fun. And then we've got a lot of embellishment clusters on the squares, except for these 3 that are the hero papers that are really patterned already. So just to add some dimension, and just what a fun way to add those little, just all those little like photos of different things on your trip. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 photo spots here. So this is going to be a great layout for me to be able to just kind of show the little moments that aren't like big photo moments, but like just those little moments that are part of the journey, and the little snapshots in each person and those type of things. So this will be a great layout to add to this one here, where I'll have kind of like the bigger group shots or maybe some more scenery. And then this will be kind of like those little highlight moments on the trip that are still important. So I like having those, and then this will work really well side by side together, the 2 layouts. All right. Anything else I need to tell you about this layout? I don't think so. All right. Okay, I think that's layout number 4. And here we go with layout number 5, which is also going to feature that Road Signs mini trio punch set. This one was a fun layout to create. There are 2 sheets in here that are kind of like a big scene. I actually think I have one of them left from after doing it. This isn't the one that I used on this layout, but they're kind of like a big scene type sheet like this. And to be honest, I find these sometimes very challenging to incorporate in my scrapbooking because I just feel like it looks funny to put photos on here, but I do like to cut them apart and to kind of work with them differently. And so this isn't the scene, it's a different sheet back here, but it's kind of that style of layout where I have cut off the top of the layout that shows just the mountains and the clouds and sky. And then this road paper is one of the pattern papers in this collection, and kind of created this scene to go across the center of my layout, which I think was super fun. And then I've added, of course, like this road sign paper, and we've got all of our pictures because that's what it's about. And my title and everything kind of on that scene. And so it's kind of running across the background. I feel like that I really like how this one turned out. And I did make sure that I cut like where it joins here, that it lines up like the road obviously does, but even the scene back here is where it's lined up. So I cut the piece and cut it there. So, and then I took that road signs punch set and made some road signs in some different colors. And this is where you need just like a little bit of blue and a little bit of red. I think these are the only, like just a couple little road signs. So it could just be like, seriously, you just need a little scrap of blue or a scrap of red to make those road signs for this layout. I made a couple, like a handful of them, like at once, and then kind of played with them and worked out which ones ended up on the layout and which ones didn't. So lots of fun stickers on here, lots of fun layering. We've got some of the map pack cards. This is actually a map pack card that I cut out that title out of it, and embellishments and stickers. So kind of a fun layout, I think. I'm really happy with it, how it turned out. I did sponge the edges and I did ink splatter on this one as well. I love the look of ink splatter and sponging. I really just think it finishes and adds that little extra punch to the layout. All right, we are going to see a totally different color scheme in this one. It's actually, you've seen these colors. It's just we're really highlighting on different colors in this layout. And this is layout number 6. This one was super fun because I really did not have, only used the yellows and grays and blacks. No reds, no greens, no blues, none of those colors, just yellows, yellows, grays, and blacks. And the great thing about this one is that you could, without this let's hit the road and detour, you could take those 2 embellishments off and use completely non-road trip related themed photos on this layout. It could be, there's a high school here in my valley, well actually it's just over the hill, that their colors are the yellow and black. So you could put like high school photos on this layout. You could put whatever you wanted on this layout by just changing the title, and even detour and hit the road. I mean, you could totally use this layout for pictures that have nothing to do with a vacation or a road trip. And I just wanted to show that. And I love the color scheme of this. I think it's super fun to really like zone in on a smaller color scheme. I mean, we go from this that's got lots and lots of colors in it, all those primary colors, to this one that doesn't. And I think that's so fun to highlight how versatile the collection can be by doing that. There's a lot of fun layering here and Cricut cuts. These circles are also on that Cricut cut. They're the same shapes that I used on the other layout, just smaller. And we've got some matte pack cards and embellishments. So this journaling one, I just layered it behind just to have that added texture. And then these fun arrow embellishments on the layout as well. And so fun layout. I did sponge the edges. I had kind of debated back and forth about adding some ink splatters. I really think I could have. But I was like, oh, with the swirl, I just, it's that fine line. You don't want to go too much, but you want to have enough. And just, is it going to just push it over the edge of like, oh, that little extra punch of wow, or is it going to go too far? So I didn't add the ink splattering on this one. The reason kind of I decided not to is I just wanted to show you that if you don't like adding ink to your layouts or splatters, it still is going to be a beautiful layout and it's going to look great. Because this one I didn't put it on. Anyways, all right, there are the 6 2-page layouts for my Hit the Road workshop. I'm super curious to see which ones you like the best. I feel like there's a huge variety of different style layouts in this one, this collection, between this one's that's more gridded. We've got the one that's just features the yellows and grays and black colors. I feel like I was really pleased with how this workshop came together. Lots of fun layering, lots of fun paper. Really feel like that with such a busy print of papers, having those white cardstock bases to kind of give your eye a resting place and to ground the layout was awesome. So yeah, tell me what you think. I'm so excited to hear, and tell me also what trips you're planning on scrapbooking on your Hit the Road layouts. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Make sure you like and subscribe my YouTube channel. I appreciate that support. I'll have links below to the supplies you would need to order to create this workshop. And like I said, when you order your supplies through me, I will email you a digital copy of the workshop guide that includes the cutting instructions, assembly instructions, the Cricut link, and a supply list of everything you need. The other ways to get a hold of that is you can purchase that guide from me directly. Or the best way is to join my Creative Memories team, and then you get access to all of the workshops that I've ever created and will continue to create. All right, thank you for joining me today, and as always, happy scrapbooking.